Welcome, viewer, to our apartment nightmares, 3 chilling tales of urban dread. Welcome to the spine-chilling realm of 3 terrifying apartment horror stories. This gripping series will pull back the curtain on the eerie, unsettling, and downright terrifying experiences that lurk behind the closed doors of seemingly mundane apartment complexes. Prepare yourself for a journey into the darkness that dwells within the walls of the familiar. Our first tale, The Whispering Walls, begins with the excitement and optimism of moving into a new apartment. The complex exudes peace and tranquility, offering a fresh start and a promise of serene living. Little does the protagonist know, this apparent calm is merely the calm before a storm of whispers. The first night in the new home brings an unexpected and unexplainable phenomenon. As darkness envelops the apartment, a series of strange whispers start to echo from the walls. These are not the creaks and groans of a settling building, but distinct, eerie murmurs that chill the bone. Curiosity and a growing sense of unease lead to the discovery that the apartment's walls are hollow, amplifying the mysterious sounds. Delving deeper, the protagonist uncovers a tragic story tied to the previous tenant, a tale that adds a sinister weight to each whisper. As the whispers grow louder and more insistent, they begin to reveal secrets and warnings. The protagonist spends a sleepless night trying to ignore the voices, only to find themselves deciphering a chilling message. This revelation marks the beginning of an unsettling confrontation with an unseen presence within the walls. Moving into the new apartment was supposed to be a fresh start, but the walls whispered secrets from the very first night. At first, it was easy to dismiss them as the building settling or the wind. However, the whispers grew more distinct, more insistent, as if trying to communicate. Curiosity turned to unease as it became clear that the apartment's walls were hollow, amplifying every sound into ghostly whispers. It wasn't just the odd acoustics. The noises seemed to carry a weight of sorrow and warning. The air grew heavy with the history of those who had lived here before. Research into the apartment's past uncovered a tragic story. The previous tenant, a reclusive figure, had met a grim fate within these very walls. Their story was a tapestry of sorrow, unearthing a chilling connection between the whispers and the apartment's dark history. The whispers grew louder, more coherent, evolving into voices that shared secrets of the past and cryptic warnings of the future. Nights became a battle for sanity, trying to ignore the voices that seemed to know too much, to reveal truths too terrifying to face. Deciphering the whispers felt like peeling back layers of mysteries, each more unsettling than the last. They spoke of hidden truths and untold stories, leading to a chilling revelation. The voices belonged to the previous tenant, reaching out from beyond, desperate to be heard and to warn of unseen dangers lurking within the apartment. Deciphering the whispers became an obsession. Each night, the voices grew clearer, revealing secrets and warnings from beyond. The previous tenant's tragic fate whispered in the darkness, a cautionary tale that sent shivers down the spine. It was as if the walls themselves were alive, holding on to the sorrow and despair of the past. Confronting the unseen presence was the last resort. Armed with nothing but courage, the decision to face whatever lurked within the walls was made. The air grew thick, the whispers intensified, a chilling dialogue with an entity that had waited for acknowledgement. It was a moment of terrifying clarity, a bridge between the living and whatever existed in the shadows. We hope you are still with us as we delve into our second terror tale about moving into the new apartment. It was hoped this would bring a sense of excitement and a fresh start. The view from the window was captivating, offering a picturesque scene of the cityscape. Little did one know, this perfect view would soon become the source of unending dread. The peace was short-lived, overshadowed by the unsettling realization that they were not alone. Noticing a shadowy figure in the building opposite was the beginning of an unnerving ordeal. Each night as darkness fell, the figure appeared, watching intently. It was an eerie silhouette that seemed to pierce through the darkness, its gaze fixed and unblinking. The mystery of who, or what, it was loomed large, filling the nights with unease. Trying to communicate with the figure proved futile. Gestures and signs were met with silence, the figure's presence unwavering. The curiosity turned into a haunting obsession, the need to understand why this figure had chosen to watch so intently. It was a silent standoff, a wordless exchange that only deepened the mystery. The new apartment boasted a perfect view, but the charm faded when a shadowy figure appeared in the window of the building opposite. Night after night, the figure stood there, an eerie silhouette against the dim light, watching with an intensity that sent shivers down the spine. Attempts to communicate with the mysterious watcher were futile. No matter how many signals were sent or notes left, the figure remained silent, an enigmatic voyeur. This unspoken communication only heightened the sense of unease, turning the apartment's perfect view into a source of constant apprehension. As days turned into weeks, the figure began appearing closer, no longer confined to the building across the street, but now in the same building. The proximity was disturbing. The feeling of being watched from somewhere nearby was incessant, transforming the apartment into a cage of paranoia. The discovery that the figure's supposed apartment had been vacant for years only deepened the mystery. It seemed impossible, yet there it was, a fact as cold and unsettling as the watcher's gaze. The building's residents whispered theories, but none dared to investigate further. Then came the notes, slipped under the door in the dead of night, each carrying messages that chilled to the bone. Words twisted with intimations of an unsettling history and a connection to the watcher. The reality of the situation began to unravel, leading to a confrontation that would unveil the true identity of the watcher, a revelation that came with a high personal cost. Receiving mysterious notes began to unsettle the new tenant. Each message, slipped under the door during the dead of night, contained cryptic warnings and unsettling invitations to look closer. Despite the fear, curiosity grew stronger. The notes were clearly connected to the shadowy figure, yet offered no clear answers. A terrifying encounter was imminent. One evening, the tenant decided to confront the situation. Armed with a flashlight, they made their way to the supposed vacant apartment from where the figure had been watching. The door, surprisingly unlocked, creaked open to reveal a room shrouded in darkness and thick dust. Inside, the air was heavy with the scent of decay. The flashlight beam cut through the darkness, revealing an apartment stuck in time, with belongings scattered as if left in a hurry. A chill ran down the tenant's spine as they realized they were not alone. The watcher's presence was palpable. Turning around, the tenant came face to face with the shadowy figure. The room chilled as the watcher's true identity was revealed. Not a ghost, but a person trapped in their own sorrow and madness, hiding from the world. This revelation brought a mix of relief and profound sadness. The mystery of the watcher was solved, but the encounter left a deep scar on the tenant. They understood now the weight of loneliness and the depths to which it can drive a person. The experience changed their perspective on life and the unseen battles others face at a great personal cost. And now, as we venture into our third and final tale for this evening, of what seemed like a simple choice of taking the elevator one evening. The old, creaky elevator, often avoided by residents, beckoned with an air of mystery. It was an act of spontaneity, a break from the norm in the quiet apartment building, not knowing it would lead to an unforgettable journey. As the elevator doors sluggishly closed and the ascent began, an unsettling stillness took over. Suddenly, the elevator jolted to a stop between floors, the lights flickering ominously. Heart-pounding, the realization hit that this was no ordinary malfunction. The elevator, a gateway to the unknown, had trapped its passenger between realities. Then, without warning, the elevator dropped sharply, stomachs lurching, before ascending rapidly to an unexpected stop. The doors creaked open to reveal a dark, abandoned version of the building. This eerie, forgotten floor, untouched by time, was a stark contrast to the familiar, lived-in spaces below. Exploring the deserted floors was like walking through a ghost town. The silence was oppressive, broken only by the whispers of former residents echoing through the halls. Shadows seemed to move just out of sight, hinting at the presence of something unseen. This realm, lost in time, held stories of despair and solitude. Finding a way back to the familiar floors felt like an impossible task. The elevator, once a mundane part of daily life, now seemed like an insurmountable barrier to the world left behind. The journey back was fraught with uncertainty. Each floor passed a reminder of the thin veil between the known and the unknown. Exploring the eerie, deserted floors was like stepping into a forgotten world. Shadows seemed to stretch and whisper, hinting at the lives once lived here. It was a chilling reminder that the building held more stories than it let on, each corner a testament to its mysterious past. Encountering the whispers and shadows of former residents was a surreal experience. The air was thick with their stories, weaving a tapestry of sadness and despair. It felt as if the walls themselves mourned their loss, making it clear that some remnants of the past refused to be forgotten. Finding a way back to the familiar floors felt like an impossible task. Each turn seemed to lead further into the labyrinth of forgotten spaces. Panic set in, with the realization that this building kept secrets not meant to be uncovered. The line between reality and nightmare blurred. The narrow escape from the elevator was both a relief and a haunting memory. Though back in the familiar, the experience left a mark, a constant reminder of the building's hidden depths. Questions lingered, answers out of reach, the mystery of the elevator to nowhere unsolved. The true horror of apartment living is not just in the ghost stories or the unseen presences. It's in the realization that we are surrounded by stories untold, lives intersecting with ours unseen. The chilling tales of apartment horrors might have left you breathless, questioning the very walls you live within. As we draw the curtain on these spine-tingling stories, we leave you pondering your own encounters with the unexplained. Dare to spend another night alone? Or will the shadows whisper secrets too dark to ignore? This brings us to the end of our trilogy for this evening. We hope you have enjoyed our tales, and if you would like to see more of our horror stories, please like and subscribe to our channel to enjoy more terror tales. For now, viewer, sleep well, and we hope to see you next time.